Hey guys, I can see that there's a few of us here already, so I thought I'd pop in for, like just to chat with you guys a bit before we get started. So hello Victor, hello Chi Eduardo, and hello Michael. Um, Chi Eduardo, you never have to feel like obligated to show up or anything. I very much understand that life has its chapters, its phases. You know, like things come and go, and time kind of is wacky and weird, and life happens to you, and life gets busy, and then life changes on you, and then you're like, what? But I endeavor to always make these streams something that you guys can return home to. So something that is just kind of constant and stable. So we're just here to be nerds. That's all. So, like, never feel obligated, okay? Like, you guys, I understand that all of you guys have lives, and all of you guys have, like different chapters of your life. And I'm just very happy to be a part of a few of the chapters of your life. So, excuse me, you guys are absolutely hearing my morning voice right now. Um, I know it's very late on my side. It's like 10 a.m. On my side of the world, but I definitely still have morning voice at around this time. So, Chi Eduardo, you've been out of the country with no data. I mean, that sounds fun. Going out the whole day from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. or 12 a.m. I hope you've been having an amazing time. Yeah. Oh, Chi Eduardo, you're so welcome. Yeah, Michael, I'm also very excited for today. I hope you guys don't mind that I unboxed these, especially because we already kind of technically did the unboxing. Excuse me. Wow. All of this talking is really moving all of the phlegm out. So we technically already did the unboxing in the first part of this video. So I was like, let's just make sure I've got all the instruments, ready to go, and, stuff like that. So, so I have them all here. They're all here. We're good to go. Oh, lovely, Michael. You're on a family walk. That's so fun. Great to spend time with family. No flute playing while you're out, Che Eduardo. I don't blame you. Like the only flute playing I did when I was in Singapore for 2 weeks with John was on the Dizi, so on the Chinese flute that I bought. It was just on this little baby. That's it. And yeah, they're just, especially if you are traveling, there really isn't much time. Like, even if you brought your flute with you, I have had several students, go traveling, and then they would tell me in the lesson, like, hey, John, I'm going to bring my flute with me and I'm going to practice. And these days I straight up tell them, I'm like, I'm going to give you advice as your teacher, because technically this is actually solicited advice. They're paying me to give them flute advice. And I just straight up tell them, you should probably just leave your flute at home, because when you go traveling, you don't have time and you don't have energy to practice. Like, even if you technically have the time, you need that time to recover, because when you're going out, especially like all day, like Chi Eduardo is, you're gonna be dead to the world during the like hour or so, half an hour or so, once a day or every other day that you have some time to spare to yourself. You're not going to have the energy to practice. So I think in my entire like career of teaching, I think I want to say I've only had 2 or 3 students who have actually practiced while they were on vacation, and enjoyed it. So it's very rare, actually. I think part of it is that you have to make the flute practicing part of your itinerary. If the flute practicing is not actually part of your itinerary, and you know what I mean, like it's part of the reason why you are going away on vacation, the reality is you're not going to have time or energy to practice. Okay, like it's not going to happen. So you might as well just kind of go have fun, leave your flute at home, then you don't have to worry about your flute when you're out. And then when you come back, you just do a little ramp up that takes about a week, 2 weeks, something like that. Usually takes people about a week or 2 weeks, depending on how much they practice when they come back. So, you know, I think it's okay to spend that extra 1 to 2 weeks to ramp back up when you're coming back. Anyway, Brianna. I think I said Brianna. Brianna, hello. How are you? Welcome back. I'm also very excited for this comparison. Eduardo, you joined the Discord. It's so much easier to join. There you go. See, like I do always ask you guys to please join the Discord, because, you know, that way we don't always have to be live at the same time. We can all still hang out. So for anyone who is wondering, I'm just going to get my bot to spit out the invite link to our Discord. So a little intro to our Discord server, if you guys are wondering. You will notice that when you join, it's called the Jaff Family Twitch server. Or Twitch family server, or something like that. And it's because it originated from my Twitch days. And I don't own the server. You guys actually own the server. So one of you, David, actually owns the server. And we have a couple of moderators there. I guess technically I'm an admin and a moderator there as well. But I'm pretty hands off. This is your community. I haven't really actually orchestrated anything. It's just you guys hanging out, and it's really, really fun. I'm just so happy and proud that you guys have created your own community. And yeah, it's just a really great place to like just hang out, be a nerd, ask questions, or if you have some things to share about your own career, some like successes and stuff. We have like, we encourage that. We encourage you to share your successes, and like any recordings or performances or, like teaching successes, compositions that you've written, anything music related, like maybe you got a job somewhere, let us know. Let us celebrate with you. If you have anything you're struggling with as well, and any not successes that you want to commiserate on, there's a lot of people there to commiserate with. Anybody who has had successes have had failures as well. Behind every success that you see is like a large number of failures. Yes, the sparkle doots are happening. Hello, Chris. How are you? Ice EVV here in the chat is a friend in real life, Chris. Wonderful, Michael. Enjoy your time with your family. You can come back whenever you have time. It's all good. Yes, David is the one. David, I think it's Kang or Kang. I don't really know how to pronounce the last name, but he is the owner of the, he's a moderator here too. But he's the owner of the Discord server. Yeah. Trying to do you how many people here know that meme? I'm not going to say it out loud because I really shouldn't, because it's not maybe not the best thing to say out loud, but that is what Chris is referring to. It's a very specific meme. It's Dark Souls, right? It's a Dark Souls meme, right? I think. So, oh, David is now Piano Man. Fantastic. I feel like he told me this before too. Yeah, it's fantastic. We are very, we embrace all instruments here. Okay, if you're watching this review, and this can be even you watching this after the fact, not live, you're watching this as an archive stream, we welcome you. Okay, You don't have to play the flute to want to watch these reviews, okay? In fact, I count it as a huge compliment that people who primarily play other instruments even watch my content. So thank you. I appreciate it. To me, it means that I'm relatable in some way, which like makes me feel good. So, okay. I think it's a good time to start to open up this stuff in front of us. So before we get into the Nyenyezis and the Trevor James, I wanted to just take a little bit of time to open a package that I just arrived, but I cannot use right now. So let me show you guys here. And I'm just going to, for now, let me just make that go away. Just so you guys can see what's going on here. So you guys will see CAM.VOYAGE. So CAM.VOYAGE is company owned by Nicholas Flute, also known as Just Another Flute Guy here on YouTube. He is the one of the moderators for my chat. And also he has helped me a ton with learning the Iber. He's still helping me. I believe he just finished up his master's of music and flute performance. And he is, flourishing, going out, blossoming as a professional. And he has come out with his own swab, flute swab, CAM.VOYAGE flute swab. It is wonderful and amazing. I've done a review on this, and ever since I received this, I have been using this as my main swab, as my only swab, actually, forever and ever. Part of it is because the main reason is because it's so fast and easy to use. It's a one swipe and done. And then also it is very easy to care for. So you just kind of throw it in with your laundry, wash and dry, and, it comes right back out and you can use it again. So there's no, besides waiting for the actual wash and dryer, there's no extra waiting for it to dry or anything like that. And the other thing too is that it does dry very quickly even after you use it on your flute. So this is the swab, and he is launching very soon. I don't believe he's launched it yet. So I have kind of the first ones, I believe. So he is launching his polishing cloths now, but I was instructed not to use the polishing cloth on my flute right now. It needs to be washed and dried to be soft enough to use on my flute. But I wanted to do the unboxing really quickly right now. So, look at that. His packaging is his packaging is so classy, and it's so good. The swab was packaged like this too. It was amazing. I still have the box somewhere, actually. Yeah, here. I still have the box here. I even kept it intact. He got me stickers with his logo. Yeah, I kept everything intact because it was just, oh my God, the packaging is really, really good. So anyway, we're going to be very careful. Okay, here we go. So he let me have two. So this is one of them. This is the purple one. Oh, it feels really nice. It's a little stiff right now. I can kind of see why he is telling us to wash and dry it first. So this is what it looks like coming out straight from the packaging. So this is kind of like suede. It's a suede material. Yeah. Oh, that's so nice. Here, let me see if I can get it to focus a little closer up. Yeah. You guys can see that texture. So this is before washing and drying. I will show you guys the texture again after I have washed and dried it next week. So that's what it looks like. Gorgeous design. Freaking love it. Yeah, look at that. So that's this one. I will put that aside to wash and dry. All right, put that Let me repackage this. Okay, good. So there's that. Yeah, seriously, the way that this is packaged is this is so nice. Oh, and then he got me a second design. Hey, Rogue. Yeah, it absolutely comes in its own jewelry box. It's freaking amazing. So yeah, again, this is Just Another Flute Guy on YouTube. On Twitch, his username, I believe, is just Nicholas Flute, I think, or Nicholas Flute. Oh, this is the one that he let me pick two, but this one was actually my first choice. The color is just so nice. Oh, I love this kind of like tealish sort of color. I like anything that's sort of like greenish. Looks more blue on camera, but it's a little bit more teal in person. But there you go. I love it. I freaking love it. I need to ask him what these shapes are. I don't know what these shapes are, but I love it. But there you go. So again, let me show you guys the texture. Just gonna, yep. There we go. So we can take a look at that texture. Yeah, so it's suede. And I'm very curious to see what what it's gonna be like when it's washed and dried. So I'm very, very excited for that. So we shall see. We'll do a little bit of a comparison when we revisit this next week. But yeah, I just wanted to show that to you guys first, just because I got this pretty much around the same time that I got the flutes for today. So I thought I might as well just open it before I do my laundry. They look like lamps. Maybe they are lamps. Perhaps they are. It's not really focusing. Why is it not focusing? Dear camera. I feel like that's the best it's going to do right now. Is that better? Slightly? Where can you find those swabs? Are you talking about the polishing cloth, or are you talking about the swab? Because right now I believe the swab is the only one that is on that is for sale. So this swab is available. Did I put it in the info bar? I usually put it in. I did not put it in the info bar because I usually let me just grab it really quick, and then you can, like, when I tell you to, you can refresh this page and then you'll see it in the video description. Let me see. Yes, CAM.VOYAGE. There we go. Okay, so I will Nyenyezi Horns. Okay, I'm gonna put it here. Cool. So save. Okay, so now you can refresh the page and there will be a link to CAM.VOYAGEonline.com where you can buy the swab. Very much worth the money. Okay, it's deluxe. Like I have a student who bought this and was like, why don't professional flutes like come with something that is of this quality? And I'm like, I don't know. So yeah, this is like, it's really, really good. So these, I believe, are not for sale yet. I don't know. I don't think they are. Let me see. Let me see if he's released them. I'm not sure. They're coming soon, so you can pre-order them. Yeah. They're coming soon. Yes. Okay, so if you go to CAM.VOYAGEonline.com, you will see like there's going to be a little pop-up that says that you can pre-order these. But yeah, I'm getting kind of my first little sneak peek into it. Oh, lanterns. Yeah, so you guys are saying lamps and lanterns. Probably. That's probably what they are. So Leica cameras do this kind of packaging. Is that what you're saying, Rogue? That's so cool. Jennifer, hello. Welcome back. How are you? Phantom, hello. Welcome. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to put these guys away now. And we will wash and dry them this weekend, and we'll do a little kind of like texture comparison next time, and then we will do a test with the flutes, or with my flute, that is. Very excited, very excited, very excited. These feel, they're so big too. I really like how big they are. Here, just to give you guys a comparison of what my polishing cloth sizes are. This is my Nagahara one. Okay, so you can see how much bigger the CAM.VOYAGE one is. And then I also have a Brannon one, which is even smaller. You can see how much smaller that is, right? So yeah, I love how much surface area you have on this. Like my first impression is, whoa, that is awesome. So let me just kind of, there we go, fold it away. So I'm going to put that off to the side so that I can wash those later. But okay, this part of the stream is done. I'm doing all right. Hey, trumpet guy, how are you? You always love a Jaff live. I'm glad. I'm glad. Doesn't that get too big at some point? I don't know. We're going to see if these get smaller in the wash. I'm going to guess they don't actually get smaller in the wash, but I'm actually really excited for the more surface area, to be completely honest. Thicker at the bottom. Oh, this doesn't go through the flute though. This is just for the outside. This is for polishing the outside. Is that what you mean? That you're thinking that it's going to not fit in the flute? Oh, thank you, Michael. I don't really know what I feel like doing right now in terms of what to play on these instruments. But I think the first thing that we need to do is we need to vote. We need to vote if you guys want me to. Okay. Cheers. Cheers, Victor. This is actually decaf tea. I hope you don't mind, instead of water. I do have water on the side to swish my mouth with before I try these. But yeah, it is time to do a poll. Okay, we're going to see what you guys want to start with. What comparison do you want me to start with? Piccolos or altos? Because that's what we're working with. We are going to compare the altos and we're going to compare the piccolos. So y'all can vote in the chat. As you can see in the bottom here, there's a poll going on in the chat box itself. So please vote. Oh, it looks like you guys are already voting. Wonderful. I'm just going to see. Piccolos are winning right now. Okay. Okay. Where's, oh, 50. Oh. Okay. Piccolos are still winning. So there's 9 votes now. I'm just going to wait a little. Oh, 12 votes. Okay. I think because I don't even have that many viewers right now. So that's basically all of you. Looks like it's the piccolos. We're gonna try the piccolos first. Okay, we're just gonna end that poll right now. All right, we're gonna try piccolos first. So we're gonna put these off to the side, the altos off to the side. Okay. All right, so piccolos first. I think what I want to do is just kind of make a mention of something that I noticed in the invoice. So the invoice says regarding so this one is the Nyenyezi Horns, which is gemstones or crystals on a Trevor James rosewood piccolo. Now the piccolo that was sent to me, this is the thing that I found very interesting about the invoice. So the invoice says, Trevor James Mopani Piccolo, previously known as Rosewood Piccolo. So this one is Mopani wave style head joint, Mopani body, silver plated keys, Y arms, stainless steel springs, felt pad split E mechanism. So I'm just going to look up really quickly the Nyenyezi Rihanna. Okay, so we're gonna look that up. Okay, so what's interesting here is that yeah, on the Flute Center product listing for the Rihanna, it says it's Nyenyezi Horns plus Trevor James Mopani Piccolo. And it's all the same specs that I just listed out for you guys. Isn't that interesting? So I'm starting to wonder, let's see. So I'm just looking online for what is the difference between Mopani and Rosewood. Let me see. So apparently Mopani is a more stable wood, is what I'm reading online. Some people have allergic reactions to rosewood as well. Interesting. Okay, that's what I'm seeing so far. Ashmit, thank you so much for the donation again. I hope you're doing well. How are you? Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, so from what I can tell, like, to me, this yeah, absolutely, this is Mopani, which I have a feeling I'm going to really love this because my mouth loves Mopani. So now, if this is still rosewood though, yeah, I'm actually curious. This may not be actually a 1-to-1 comparison, is what I'm thinking. Yeah. So yeah, I'm very curious. I'm exceedingly curious. I love that wait, I realized that this opening here is for a tube of cork grease. That's cool. wait, that's really cool. Okay, sorry, I got very distracted there. So yeah, I'm unsure if this is going to be a 1-to-1 comparison, but we will see. We will see. Because if this is Mopani, is it Mopani? Is this Rihanna one Mopani? I'm unsure, guys. But according to the whatchamacallit, the invoice, this one is rosewood. So I believe it's probably that like from here on out, it must be that they will be making any new like Nyenyezi Rihannas. If they make new ones, it would be on the Mopani, which makes sense because if Trevor James essentially switched their wood, then obviously if they're going to make new Nyenzis, then they're going to be doing it on the newer Trevor James. So I think that's what's happening, guys. Yeah. Okay. I hope you guys don't mind. I don't really feel like standing today. I feel like being a little bit more relaxed than just kind of sitting here. So, but if it does impede on my my support and stuff, then I will stand. Okay, just rinsing out my mouth. I feel like you guys want to get a slight more of a close-up. Yeah, I definitely think it's doing that thing again where it's so shiny that it doesn't really know how to focus on it. So I will show this to you guys way up close though, just because I know that you guys will really want to see it really up close. We're going to put these off to the side so it doesn't detract, but there you have it. Yeah, so that's what the Rihanna head joint looks like. The Nyenyezi Rihanna head joint looks like. That's the crown. There we go. It needs to like focus on something that's not shiny, so I have to put my finger right next to it. There you go. Yeah, stunning, man. So that's the head joint. I'll put that off to the side and I'll show off the body to you guys now. Gotta make sure it focuses on my hand. There we go. Yeah, now you guys can really see that. I'm getting a little bit better at this top-down camera too. Check that out. Yeah. I feel like because this is so reflective, it comes off as very rainbowy. Yeah. Isn't that incredible? All right, so all together now. Right. I can feel my ring. All right, switched out my ring. Yeah, so just gonna all right, so we've got the whole thing. Isn't that something? So, whoop. See if it focuses on my hand. Hello, and focus on my hand. There. Oh. Woo, crazy. Okay, so that's that. I'll put that there. And then we shall, I'm going to take out the, put this up here. We're going to take this guy out. So this is the Mopani. I guess this is their, like, essentially their new version of this Piccolo. Sorry guys, I have to bring it here to pop this on. Okay. But yeah, in terms of the, from what I can tell from how it's made, it looks like at least like the carving and like the wave style head joint is exactly the same. So you guys can now see, there we go. Oh, right, this needs to be away from the frame otherwise. Okay, there we go. So now you guys can see how it looks without all the jewels. Really beautiful. Yeah. All right. And just so you guys can really see the, like how, you can see how the wave cut is made here. I just hope that it can keep it focused though. There we go. Yeah, so you guys can see how like there's like a ridge right here, this like, and right here is flat actually. Then there's a ridge, kind of like a corner here. See that right there where I'm rubbing? Right here is that there's like a little ridge there, and it's on both sides. So that really helps like direct the air into the piccolo. My mouth in particular really enjoys this type of cut, so I think I'm going to end up really liking this. Some people find that it kind of forces them to use more air and they hate it. So it really kind of depends on the person. So if you find that you want to use more air and you feel very restricted on kind of your typical piccolo, like traditional cut, then you might like the wave. But yeah, I think you guys can see that. And the Rihanna actually has the same thing. It's a little hard. Yeah, actually, yeah, you can see it. So you see right here, there's that ridge. You can see where the light catches, right? So right here, there's that ridge. So yeah, it's the same wave style head joint. Yeah, you can see that. It's like right there. Yeah. So I do think what we're working with here is not a one-to-one comparison, but a pretty close one, you could say. I'm going to guess, one, the reason why we have to do it this way probably is because it sounds like the rosewood has been discontinued for the Trevor James. But this one, the Rihanna, was made on a rosewood. So this is as close to a one-to-one comparison as we can get for now. All right, guys? So, Sheila, hello. Alzita, hello. Welcome, welcome. You have a Powell piccolo full round sound, Sheila. That's fantastic. Hey, Jody. Hey, Stacy. How are you guys? So yeah, so what we're working with here is a Mopani, Trevor James, and then the Nyenyezi, I believe, is on their old version of this piccolo, which was a rosewood. So this one's rosewood, this one's Mopani. I believe that's what's happening here. All right. So with that said and done, I'm going to move this to the center of the screen now, like this, so that when I go to my other screen, they'll be in the center. Okay, so let's go back to here. I'm going to start playing around on these guys and see what happens. So let me write a few notes first. So what we're doing is actually the Trevor James Mopani, which is new, no longer rosewood, and then versus the Nyenyezi Rihanna, which is on a TJ rosewood. So that's what we're working with right here. In terms of the specs, besides the jewels, the specs are the same. So it's wave style head joint, silver plated keys, yeah, silver plated keys, and then we have Y key arms, stainless steel springs, felt pads, split E. So this was what we were doing before. Let me see. Trying to move it so it It's not moving to where I want it to sit. Guys, why is this so hard? There. Okay, I got it to work. Sorry guys for the scuff. Okay, so I'm gonna do my very typical thing. A bit of harmonics, bit of tone, tone colored, dynamic type stuff. I will do some articulation, and pop in an earplug. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to be doing here. Mostly tone stuff is what we're going to be messing with. Okay, here we go. Hello, Ruth. Yes, there's a part 3. Well, the one thing that has stayed in common, even though they have updated it to Mopani, is that it's still extremely forward playing. That low D is like here. Ooh. I usually can't do that highest harmonic, the 6th harmonic on a piccolo. Regardless of the piccolo, I cannot do it on the 6th one. Sorry, guys. Okay. So what's really interesting is it is still just as forward playing, but slightly less forward playing. Like at least I can hit, you guys can hear how high I can hit. I can hit up to the high B, no problem. High C, I kind of feel like I might have a bit of an issue with that one. Like it's high enough that I feel like I have to go like I have to like really open up this part of my mouth, which I don't have a lot of space there. I showed this to you guys last time, but if you look at my side profile, you will see that I don't have much of a profile. Okay. I have a very flat face. Okay. You see that? Do you see how flat my face is? It's a very flat face. I'm not saying that that is a bad thing. It just is. It's just a fact of my existence is that I have a very flat face. And because of that, I find that I don't have a lot of space right here, right under my nose, like this area right under my nose inside of my mouth. I just don't have a lot of space there. And this piccolo goes all the way up in there. So what I am feeling, and we will go to my trusty whiteboard. So and I kept the whatchamacallits, I kept the drawings that I did last time. So the first time, I believe we were playing around with this. And I think that the pink arrows here denoted that the piccolo was, so I believe that the arrows here were that the, I need to look back at it, but I believe it's that for some reason, the presence of that many crystals on the flute kind of nudged everything forward. I believe, yeah, I believe that's what that was. I can't remember exactly. Or was it that the piccolo was just way more forward? Which I can test right now. So I'm going to test that right now. Let's see what happens. Turn this towards me a bit. Here, let's go back to this. Yeah, it's even more forward. For sure. I don't have enough space for it. Do you guys even see that popping out? I have to actually do that. Okay, wait, it's in a slightly different spot than I thought it would be. It's really forward. I'm going to try it here. I'm trying to verify that the high G is where I actually think it is. So sorry, guys. I'm still kind of working it out right now. Since you guys are talking about fingerings, let me see if my favorite flute fingering chart has anything. See, it does have like the Piccolo ones. So this is wfg.woodwind.org, if you guys are wondering. That's so interesting. Sorry, I'm doing that from memory. Okay. Okay. I think, okay. I think I figured it out. So, yeah, I know. Yeah. Oh, only 22 days late to, oh, come on. What's going on here? Okay. So, I think I have to slightly amend what I was saying before. So, we'll put our lips here too. Okay. So, I will put here, let's do 2 different colors. So we'll say, let's say that the, this color, we'll say that this one is the Nyenyezi. And then Rihanna. And then we'll say that this color, the blue, we'll say that this one is the Trevor James. This is the Mopani. And these are Piccolos, in case anyone's dropping in right now and wondering what's happening. So they start in the low register in the same place. So your low D is like here in front of your like lower teeth. And then in terms of like the higher you go, which direction you go, the Mopani goes up this way. So your highest notes are like around here, that like around here, give or take. All right. So like this is kind of the path that you're taking, is this way. The Nyenyezi also starts here in your low D, but then it kind of comes out here. So you feel like your highest notes are actually like here. like outside of your mouth. Like it feels like you're going ooh, like that. It's really interesting. It's like they start in the same place and then they kind of like detract. So maybe a better, like your highest notes are like here. So it like goes up the same way for the middle register, but then once it hits the high register, it kind of like detracts. Now, I don't know how much of that is the rosewood, the property of the rosewood, or how much of that is the presence of the crystals. I'm not sure. But that's definitely the feeling that I'm getting from this. Okay. I do want to try the other like articulation and stuff like that. So let me try that. Oh. Okay. Okay. So the tongue for the mopani, because your middle register is like in front of your teeth, I find that I actually have to tongue, it's a blue tongue, okay, but I have to tongue like this. Like between the teeth, especially for the middle register. Because if I tongue too far back, then I flip down the octave because it's not enough. There's not enough almost like support. So yeah, I feel like I'm kind of like low notes I'm tonguing like here-ish. High notes I'm tonguing up here. But that is so interesting that the middle register has to be tongued between the teeth. Interesting, Sheila. So similar to your rosewood head joint for C flute, you have to push way forward and up. I wonder, is that a rosewood thing then? That it's like super, super, super high and like it rides very high and very forward generally. Okay. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I definitely can tell I'm having a lot of trouble on this. Even though this is Mopani, I'm having a lot of trouble with it because it's so forward playing. Everything is in front of my teeth. Like if I try to resonate anything behind my teeth, it's not there. It's gone. Like I'll show you guys. You hear it just disappear? As soon as I put it behind, like as soon as I resonate, like I try to concentrate the air behind my teeth, it's gone. Like it, you guys could hear, it's gone. And the Rihanna is the same. The Rihanna is the same. So if I do it here, not as badly, but you can hear it getting really thin. No. The moment you like tuck that concentrated air behind your teeth, it's gone. You can hear it just like the sound completely disappears. So So I'm personally finding that the Rihanna for me is actually easier to tongue on. And it is because the tongue, there are two things that I don't have to do. I don't have to puff out. I don't have to puff out this area. I don't have to puff that out because my face doesn't have that room. Now, this is not the case for everyone. Other people are going to have a lot of space up there. I just don't. So I don't have to puff that area out. My tongue also does not have to do, like it doesn't have to tongue up here for those high notes. So it's a smaller range of movement for me. I only have to tongue here for the lower notes and then here for both middle register and high register. So yeah. Weirdly enough, I'm actually finding that for my face and for my mouth, the Nyenyezi is actually easier to play. So, you know, I want to make it very clear. This is not the case for everyone. Okay. So please try these instruments for yourself if you're actually considering. All right. What is difficult for me to do is not difficult for everyone to do, okay? It's just I have a very specific face shape, okay? I have a very specific face shape, mouth shape, lip shape. You know, the structure of my teeth is going to be different from other people, etc. I just know for a fact I do not have a lot of space right here. I really don't have a lot of space there. Now, what I found very interesting was that the last time I was having a lot of trouble with the Rihanna. Like, let me just put it out there. I was having a lot of trouble with the Nyenyezi Rihanna last time. And it was because I was trying to put everything up here and it was all just disappearing. So that should have told me that that was in the wrong spot, but I couldn't find where the correct spot was. For some reason, doing the comparison between the two today allowed me to, I think that's kind of why I wanted them to send me like a regular Trevor James Piccolo, because I was like, if I have the two, then I can find it a lot better. So this time we have discovered where the Rihanna high notes are, and they are all the way out here. You push them forward. It's really interesting. So, yeah, I definitely long-term would have a lot of trouble personally with my face shape on the Trevor James Mopani. Now, if you know that you have a lot of space right here, if you know you have a lot of space right there, I think you will really love the Trevor James Mopani. Like, really love it. Like, it's built for people's faces that are like that. Like if you have a lot of space under your nose in that area, maybe on other flutes you feel like you have to really clamp it down and stuff, or on other piccolos you feel like you have to really clamp it down to make anything feel good. Like you might find that you feel like you have to like really like put a lot of tension in your top lip area, like under your nose. On other piccolos, I think you will. My guess is that you're gonna really like the Mopani on the Trevor James, because it allows you to actually utilize that space for the high notes. You know, like it can allow you to actually play very relaxed. For me, I don't have space up there, so that's why it's so difficult for me to like have to like puff it out on purpose. You know, so for me, other piccolos where, you know, that doesn't do anything up there and they're like doesn't resonate, nothing happens up there. For me, those piccolos are much more relaxed for me to play because I don't have to puff out extra space. So I did want to make that very clear, okay, that like each instrument really kind of caters to a very specific type of person. So yeah. You know, Sheila has a rosewood, and I wonder if like what your thoughts are on that. I have a Mopani lip plate on my flute head joint. I also have a Mopani Nagahara Mini, which behaves very wildly differently from the Trevor James Mopani. I found that to be so interesting. Now, I have no idea how much of that is because the Trevor James is a typical piccolo, which is conical. So just to, you know, review with you guys, here we go. So you will see that this side is the end of the piccolo is smaller than, and I'm going to try and then this side. Okay. So actually I can just straight up show you like this because they're basically the same thing. So if you look, clearly this side is bigger than the opening here. So, and you can kind of see it as you like look down the piccolos. You can see that, you can actually see that they get, you can see how it's wider. Yeah, I think you guys can see it. You guys can see how this part is wider than this part. This part's thinner, right? So it's like a cone. So this is your typical piccolo shape, which is conical, and it does kind of mess with the intonation. It messes with just kind of like how the piccolo sounds and behaves. So I don't know how much of that is that this is conical versus my Mopani Nagahara Mini is cylindrical. So I don't know if that has a part to play in this, that maybe that's why this is behaving so wildly differently. So yeah. Yeah. So, interesting, guys. I think this is super, super interesting that the, like what we're finding here. So I think the last thing that I do want to try out though is, just kind of like tone color, you know, differences. Now, in terms of the mechanism, if you guys want a quick note about the mechanism, delightful, wonderful, bouncy, very even, no problems. Okay. That's why I'm glossing over it. The mechanism is great. Okay. But let me try out a bit of the tone color. So Trumpet Guy, you just bought a new recorder and you're so excited for it to arrive. Yay! Tone hole edge being kind of rounder. Oh. Do you mean... Oh, you mean between my Piccolo and the Trevor James? That's an interesting concept. Yeah, that's true. Because the tone holes, I believe, are actually bigger on my Nagahara Mini. Because the entire thing is huge. Like, a Nagahara Mini is an absolutely gigantic, like, freaking monster of a Piccolo. Yeah, you guys see how much of a oh, sorry, you guys can't see anything at all. Here, yeah, do you see how much of a monster this is? Also, you see the coloring of mine is crazy different. Yeah, like mine is a freaking monster by comparison. And yeah, I'm just looking at the tone holes. Yeah, the tone holes are absolutely monsters too compared to this. So, yeah. I think I think that's worth noting. Not as sharp. Oh, the tone holes are not as sharp. Interesting. I'm just taking a look at them right now. Oh, yeah, they're a bit rounded off, aren't they? Interesting. I'm gonna see if I can show you guys. This is really difficult to show on camera. I need to move this guy off to the side though. Okay. So I think you guys can, yeah, you guys can see the tone holes are a little bit rounded off. And on mine, you can kind of, well, one, you can see how much more gigantic these tone holes are. They're also a little bit, like, the edges are a little sharper, I feel. That's an interesting, that's very interesting to note. Yeah. This one is actually a baby flute. This one. The Nagahara Mini is actually designed to be a baby flute. It is cylindrical. Yeah. Here, let me put, well, there are tongues on here. These are tongues. Yes. Yeah. CYT, hello, welcome back to the stream. Yeah. These guys, these are tongues. Those are tongues. But yeah. So, let me see. I'm curious now about tone production though. So tone production wise, let me just kind of mess with the tone color. And I'm sorry guys, the landscapers are here. So you guys might hear some buzzing while I do this. Tone color production is very typical. It's just if you widen out your airstream, then you get a richer tone. If you like make it really thin, like narrow, then you get a thinner tone. So very typical. We will use here. Okay. So the tone color wise, if you're looking straight on, this is thin. And then, well, maybe not that big because your airstream can't ever get that crazy big on here. So I'll put here, this is, oops, thick. All right, thick sound. All right, let me see. So if we do, let me just erase this for a hot second. I'll erase this too. We'll use a slightly lighter color to denote that. So there we go. So this is thin. So for the, I'm gonna guess for the Rihanna is exact opposite, because that's what it's done to the other flutes. So. So that last bit that did not sound good was me trying to go horizontal, like trying to flatten my airstream out, but you can hear how it just like splits it basically. Like it doesn't sound good. So the other way that did sound good when I was like making it like louder, richer, I was actually just kind of like hollowing out my mouth like that. Just so for some reason, putting all these crystals on these instruments just takes your tone color production and flips it 90 degrees. So like you don't go wide to get a richer sound. You go taller. You have to like almost drop your jaw a bit. Yeah. So let's go back here. Yep, it's what I thought. So for the Rihanna, if you're looking straight on at your airstream here, because you just can't go very wide on this piccolo at all. It feels more like your thick sound is more like this, and you have to drop your jaw, and then your thinner sound is like up here. So this is thin, and then this is thick. All right, does that make sense to you guys? You guys can't feel what's going on in your mouth. It took me a long time. I had to try a lot of flutes, like different flutes, before I started to realize there was a difference in how they felt. Yes, the Rihanna is the disco piccolo. Yes, it is. Here. Oh, whoop. Sorry, wrong one. Sorry, sorry. Wow, this stuff is real. But yeah, there you go. That's it's this one. This one is the Nyenyezi Rihanna, which is, Nyenyezi is the company that has handcrafted these Swarovski crystals to be placed all over a Trevor James piccolo. So this one is rosewood. The Trevor James new one is the Mopani. Yeah. So, all right. That's pretty much what we're working with here. So in terms of you know what, I just want to very quickly, I just want to know that I'm not absolutely freaking crazy here. So I'm going to just try my own piccolo for a hot second. Here we go. Do you guys hear how much more ease I have playing this one? It's because I'm allowed to resonate the air behind my teeth. you guys, can you guys hear and feel a difference? Like, I'm so much more at ease. That's me going all the way up to high C, no problem. And it's because I'm allowed to resonate a little bit behind my teeth on this one. So I think that just kind of really goes to show you guys. Yeah, you guys can really see and hear a difference. You see how like much more relaxed I look too? Okay. I don't think I'm crazy. I think this is actually how these piccolos play. Yeah. So, shall we? I'm looking at the time. I only have about an hour to do the next one. I didn't expect this to take this long, but it took me a while to really like figure out what were the differences. So, one more time before we leave this. The red on diagram, the red part of the diagram here is this lovely disco piccolo. Okay, this is the Nyenyezi Rihanna. And for some reason, so it starts the lowest note. The low D is in front of your lower teeth. And then as you go higher, that resonant spot rises to be like kind of in front of your teeth, but like in the middle, like height wise in the middle of your mouth, and then moves forward. So your highest notes, you feel like you're going ooh with your lips to resonate the note really, really forward and almost outside your mouth. The Trevor James Mo Pawnee starts in the same place for the lowest note in front of your lower teeth. And then that resonant spot keeps rising and keeps just going upwards. And then it wants to resonate in front of your upper teeth for the highest notes. But Joanna's mouth does not have space there. And so Joanna finds it very, very, very difficult. We also, because of this, the tonguing on the Trevor James Mo Pawnee makes it so that when you like most of your tonguing is actually going to be between your teeth, like almost like you're doing French style tonguing, which is between your lips. You're doing that, but between your teeth, so slightly further back. You're doing that for most of the time that you're in the middle register. Lower register, you try and stick your tongue a little bit closer to your lower teeth. My high notes on the Trevor James Mo Pawnee, that one is kind of like, I would say it's like pretty much behind the teeth, but you're resonating the air like way up in front, you know? But because the Nyenyezi Rihanna resonates the highest notes just out, your tongue can just basically stay between your teeth, can just tongue there, like pretty much all the time. So for my mouth, that's actually easier to do. Also, in terms of tone color production, for some reason, the presence of the crystals just kind of flops everything 90 degrees. So whereas usually you would flatten and widen your airstream to get a nice thick sound, you instead drop the bottom out so that it's a nice oval shape, like kind of standing upright in your mouth. It's so interesting. It did it on the alto and on the C flute too. Same thing. For some reason, you have to like drop your jaw and like in order to get that like rich sound instead of flattening and widening your airstream. It's so interesting. Yeah. Right. Since you guys are asking about it before we move on, my Piccolo can go down to low B. There you go. There it is. So C sharp, C, B. I'm sure you guys want to hear me play it. No. There's a little blip there because I have to kind of make my way over there. Unfortunately, I've lost a bit of that resonance because my mouth is still kind of used to the Trevor James one. So I'll find it again sometime later. But okay. That was interesting. Now what we're going to do, last time we had a lot of fun just trying out the Alto. So the Alto, I'll go back up here. The Alto had these specs. And in terms of the, this is the Trevor James Alto flute in copper alloy. This one is called the Touring. Yes, that's the model name. It is after Alan Turing. So let me very quickly swab some of this out though. Do I have my Piccolo swab here? There is way too much going on here. Piccolo swab? Do I have my Piccolo swab? All right, we're gonna have to, I think, take out the one that's in my Nagahara. Yeah, I'm just gonna use this one. Just swab them out really quickly and put them away. Okay, there we go. Oh, that is a tight fit. Oh, wow. Wow, that is a tight fit. Never mind. I'm gonna have to find my, we're gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way, guys. Ain't no way I'm gonna try and jam that up. Okay, is this a little bit more flexible? I did find it. Yes. Okay. Okay, this one can do it. So this is the OG Roger Holman Piccolo flag. Roger Holman is now completely retired. He doesn't make these anymore. Okay. Yeah, that seems pretty dry to me, but we'll do it one more time. Wonderful. Now we're just gonna, okay, cool. I will do this one as well. Yeah, ooh, it's tight fit. Maybe I'm just not used to it because I'm used to the cylindrical bore. Yeah, okay. We'll also do mine. Okay, cool. So I'm going to put these guys away really quickly before we review what we found out last week about the Alto. So we are going to just kind of do a review on that. I'm going to play it again on the straight head, which I know is going to be kind of difficult for me. However, I want to do a true comparison between that one and I have the Trevor James like straight head Alto. So just for play testing, I felt that that would be a fantastic comparison. So here we go. Put this here. Alto, Alto, Alto. Yeah. Is that what you're doing? Okay. Oh. Okay. Is that really? Oh, okay. All right. Very cool. So that is off to the side. Cool. Now, let's take out the the turring first. Okay. Just trying to get myself situated here. There's a lot going on. All right. Put this over here. Okay. Oh, we need to zoom out again. There we go. And I'm guessing you guys will want to see it. So here we go. Ooh, there. There, now you guys can see the whole thing. We're going to put together the straight head only. Last week we reviewed it with the curved. So let's do this. And this has just been sitting in my office. Cool. So I haven't like returned it and then had them ship it back. That would have been so silly. Okay, great. Yeah. So I wonder if the heat last time, do you guys notice how much easier that was for me to put together this week? I think the heat last time was not great. I think it caused some things to expand. So I think that's actually what happened. All right, so we have this. Oh, this is so freaking gigantic. So we'll put that over here. And then we have this guy. So let me put this over here. We have the straight head. There was no curved head joint available. So we have a straight head to work with. So this is what is underneath all the crystals here. I have tested this before. I've done a review on this before. So I don't want to go into like crazy detail, but I'm curious to see what are the like the discernible differences between the regular version and the bejeweled version. So, okay. I think there were some, from what I can tell, there's already been some updates to the design because I feel like the keys look way more massive. So if we compare the two, or is it just my imagination? No, it's not. Can you guys see how much more massive the keys are? Yeah, the keys are bigger. Okay, so they've updated the design. It looks. Yeah, these are bigger. That's interesting. You guys see that? See how much? That's big. That's way bigger. Look at that versus this. I think I playtest, like I definitely recognize this one. I recognize the smaller one. This one to me looks huge. Oh, that's so interesting. Like if I move, do I have room to move this? Oh goodness. This is oh yes, I do. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think you guys can see just how much bigger these ones are. So they have decided, it seems, to increase the size of the little ergonomic finger buttons, I believe is what they're calling them. Yeah, these are much smaller. You see that? Yeah, crazy. Mr. Shadow, hello, welcome back. Oh, water. Yes, thank you. Have I been going for 100 minutes? Okay. All right, so let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. I'm just gonna there. All right, we're going to do like a one-to-one comparison now. So we're going to do some harmonics I'm gonna noodle around, try some things, and do like just to see what we're like, what are the like very discernible differences here. So here we go. Let's go to this. Okay. Right, we said we wanted to review what we learned last time. So there we go. That's our drawing from last time. So very much kind of starts very low and then like travels up and very slightly behind the teeth, it looks like. Okay, so we're going to see if how similar the regular Trevor James feels by comparison. Okay, so we'll try that. Let's start actually with the Nyenyezi. There we go. This is gonna be fun. I have to move back just so it'll fit. Okay. Right, it's very low in the mouth. All right, that was the Chained Echoes main theme. I do like that it goes a little bit low and a little bit high. So we're gonna try it now on this one and see if I can feel any discernible difference. Okay, first off, it does not go as low in the mouth. That's interesting. It's more forward, which is more what I'm used to. Okay. This is more what I'm used to, I think. Low notes are more forward. Where are the high notes? Interesting. I think it does do. It's the exact same difference as on the C flute. Everything is a lot more forward with the crystals on it. Yeah, even that low D that I did there is like, I like to place it a little bit behind my lower teeth, not in front of it. But with the crystals, everything wants to be in front of the teeth. It's so interesting. That middle register E is finicky on both flutes, which is expected because they are actually the same flute. One just is bedazzled. So it's finicky in that I think it wants to be a little bit more forward than I am expecting it to be. I think that's what that is. It wants to be more, it wants to be higher than I want it to be. Higher and a little bit more forward. Which I think on the Nyenyezi, because everything's more forward anyway, it might be less weird to find it. Hi, Robbie. Right now, I'm not doing requests. If I have a little bit of time towards the end, I will, though. So Stars and Stripes and sounds like Flight of the Bumblebee. Right now, I'm still figuring out the flute, so I'll save that for later. Okay. So what I find... Okay. Let's go back here. So what I find particularly interesting is that like what we're looking here is what we figured out about the Trevor James the Nyenyezi. This is the Nyenyezi. This is what we figured out last week. The main difference that I'm feeling here is that the everything is tucked a little further back on the regular Trevor James. So everything is just, and also the low notes aren't like, to me, they don't feel quite as low, but maybe it's just because I'm more used to like playing around in the low bits, like behind my teeth, not in front of it. But to me, we'll make it nice and bright green. I'll put here that this is the Trevor James. So the Trevor James here, like, this note is kind of pushed like to around, not quite that low. Like I would say like around here. And then everything is just kind of pushed inward a little bit. Like it's just like everything kind of gets tucked behind the teeth instead. And then it doesn't go quite far as back either. Like it's just kind of, it's almost like it does this, if that makes sense. Everything is kind of like, just kind of like a little bit more compacted and tucked back. So to me, with my smaller mouth, this is a lot more comfortable. Like it's way more comfortable to play on the, I have a very small mouth. For those of you guys who don't know, I absolutely have an actual child-sized mouth. I have to use the child-sized X-ray tab things that you bite on at the dentist. I have to request the child-sized ones. Even those ones dig into my mouth and hurt. So yes, I have a literal child-sized mouth. Okay, so the fact that like without the crystals for some reason, it sort of compacts the range of motion in the mouth. it makes it way easier for me to play. Plus, I get to play behind my teeth instead of in front of it, because with my super flat profile, I don't have a lot of space naturally in front of my my teeth. So with everything tucked a little bit back, a little bit more, the range of motion is compacted. It feels a lot better. So the next thing I want to try is tone color really quickly. So we'll try that. So the last thing I did, you guys can hear how hollow that sounded. And this was because I was trying to do what works on the Nyenyezi, which is that kind of like drop your jaw and create a lot of space height-wise in the mouth. Usually on most flutes, you want to create a lot of space width-wise in your mouth to create a really rich sound. You can hear how that works. I was widening out my airstream. I was like making the space inside my mouth nice and wide. Right, it's further back in. Oh, it would also help to not have my earplug in. The wider airstream, you get a little bit more of that like projection coming through. There's a little bit more of that projection zing coming through. So yeah, I think it's the same thing is happening. So let's go back to this, the Nyenyezi, and we're going to do tone color. If you pay attention to my mouth, you can actually see me dropping my jaw to get that really rich sound. So you can hear how it sounds rich on this, right? But I am doing the like that and giving a lot of space height-wise instead of width-wise. Width-wise, if I go super wide in my mouth, you'll hear it like sounds really thin. Isn't that weird? Because that's exactly the opposite experience on the same flute but without the jewels. And this is what we've been finding with the Piccolo and the C flute as well. So we'll do one octave higher. Like when I go wide, it like sounds really thin and it even goes out of tune. So it's super interesting. So yeah, we've just confirmed that is also the same here. But yeah, I think in terms of the differences, I think those are the main differences. For some reason, the presence of the jewels, it just causes the range of motion to get kind of like bigger. So the low notes ride lower, the high notes ride higher. Everything is shoved forward. As well in front of the teeth, and the tone color production is completely flopped as well. So you have to go height-wise, lot of space to get a lot of good richness to the tone instead of going wider. So I think those are the main differences. That flute is brighter than your future. Cal, don't say that. Don't say that. A human life is way brighter than any instrument, okay? These are instruments. These are instruments through which we can, channel our expression and, our life, like can be represented through sound through these instruments. All right. Okay. We do have time. I can see that because I don't need to clean up for another, I want to say 10, 15 minutes. So let's do a little bit of just noodling around. So I know that Michael has been wanting me to try out the Stars and Stripes Forever. So let me see. I think I will do the I will do the version that I was doing, which is in G. I'll just do the first bit. Let's see what happens. I'll try it on both. Let me try it on the regular. Oh, it sounds so weird. There we go. It just sounds, oh, it's so weird to hear it in a different key. I'm curious how it sounds on this, or how it feels. Right, everything's more forward. So you don't actually feel the jewel texture on your mouth at all. It is not on the lip plate on any of these flutes, as you can see. So see that? Yeah, there ain't no jewels on there. So you can only feel them against your hand and your finger. And weirdly enough, it doesn't hurt or anything. It just feels like a kind of, it's just very textured. That's all. They've like carved it, or what's the word? They've cut each jewel so that it's flat on the tops. So then when you're holding it, it's just flat on you. It does kind of make a little bit of a, you guys can even see a little bit of like a indentation in my hand. Let's see if it actually focuses on my hand. It doesn't want to focus on my hand. Hello. There. Let me see if it will want to focus on my hand. There we go. Yeah. So you can see there's some indentation there. And on my thumb as well. So I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah. Only a very little. Yeah, there you go. You can see a little bit on my thumb. But it doesn't hurt or anything. So it's okay. There. Okay. So now let's, I think some, Robbie, you wanted, Flight of the Bumblebee. So let's see, flute. We'll go. I like the Flute Tunes version. Flute Tunes version is pretty great. So I'll do a little bit of it, just the beginning. Here we go. I think it like as you can tell, I haven't played this in a long time. Well, there you go. Let's try it on this one. Okay, everything's more forward. It's yeah, everything's more forward. It feels not as comfortable for me. Yeah, that's the part that I am still not getting quite correct. Okay. All right. You know, not the best kind of iteration there, but you know, not bad, not bad. I'm curious now. I'm gonna do it again. I'm just curious if I like really think of everything more forward, if it's gonna come out better. Can you guys hear that I'm just way more comfortable on the non-bejeweled version? It's actually kind of crazy. You guys can hear how like the low notes just like have a lot more oomph to the sound. And I really feel like that just goes to prove that I don't actually have enough physical space in front of my teeth to make the Nyenyezi really shine. So that is a pity. I would say that is quite the pity. I wish I could literally just make myself have more physical space in front of my mouth, like in front of my teeth, that is, in my mouth. And like so thank you for suggesting me to play both the Flight of the Bumblebee and the Stars and Stripes, because like you can really hear how like I have way more like oomph to the sound when I play in the non-bejeweled version. It's so interesting. I never thought that even just placing this many jewels on a flute can like so drastically change like the placement of the notes in the mouth. So we're done, guys. I need to clean up now. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Sure, yeah. Let me go and find my my bass flute cleaning rod. Things are very slightly precariously, you know, balanced over there on that my side of that side of the room. But oh well, I will deal with that later. All right, for those of you guys who do not know, I do actually own the Guo bass flute, and the reason I own it is because I don't have to maintain it, and it is very light. So for someone as small as me, this just makes a whole lot of sense. You're very welcome, Victor. Very, very welcome. Okay, I am going to clean this up. So let's start with maybe the regular. We'll start with the regular Trevor James. Okay, so hi Celestian. So we just figured out what are the main differences between the bejeweled version and the non-bejeweled version. The bejeweled version increases the range of motion in the mouth. So your low notes ride lower, your high notes ride higher. It pushes everything way more forward. And the tone color production essentially becomes completely swapped. Like it's just the complete opposite behavior as your normal like the normal version of that flute. Is the bejeweled also heavier? Yes, it is much heavier. I feel like it can take way more air as well. So in my experience of this, it just feels like the bejeweled version is almost like it's created a turbo heavy wall version of the normal flute. It's very interesting. I'm gonna need to wipe that out or wipe off my fingerprints. I'm using a regular flute swab to do this. So here's hoping that it makes it dry enough. Yeah, it did. Okay, great. And we're gonna have to shove this up the top side here. Yeah, so it is much heavier. It's actually crazy heavy. Last week I did like I think I talked with you guys for an hour, and then I did like a 2-hour just like fun, you know, just like for fun, trying out the this Nyenyezi Alto. That's why I didn't spend too long, you know, analyzing it today, because we already did that last week. And it was like, my arms were so tired by the end of last week's stream. Like, I feel like I was just like deadlifting, you know, this huge flute for like 2 hours. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty dry. Wonderful. There we go. Great. So let me actually, you know what, since we're here, we're gonna wipe this. We're gonna wipe this now. Yeah. So the deadlifting for 2 hours was tough. It was really tough. Like, even with the curved head joint, I was like, oh, well, like it's really, really tough. But yeah, I feel like, you know, if I guys, if I had all the money in the world, I would absolutely pounce on getting a curved Trevor James copper alloy Alto. It's just that I truly do not think I'm going to play it enough to warrant the maintenance costs. You know, that's why I'm really waiting for Guo to come out with an alto flute. They have come out with essentially the alto version of a piccolo, and I believe they called it like a treble or something like that. I just need them to come out with an alto of the C flute, like like this size. If they do that, I am pouncing on it, and I immediately going to request to review it and possibly buy it. Because the great thing with the Guo is that, one, it's very light. So for someone like me, who just like, you know, like deadlifting this flute last week for 2 hours was not great for my muscles. Yeah, and like, so to be able to play something that's nice and light and also doesn't require maintenance, like, I think it just makes way more sense for the type of flutist that I am. So, anyway, let's put away this guy. So I think what we'll do here, I'll do this. There we go. I already put this away in front of you guys last week. Now you guys get to watch me do it again. Bejeweled metal tube. Yes, indeed. Yeah, the heat last week, I think, really did not make it very easy for me to put all these pieces together. Yeah, they're fitting together really nicely this week because it has cooled down a lot this week. All right. Wonderful. I'm going to be really sad to ship these flutes off. It was such a joy to play around with these. Like such a joy. Okay, so let's swab out this one. The Alto looks really uncomfortable. Never tried one, but you have short arms and small hands like me. So Brenda, you are 100% going to want to have, you're going to want to use a curved. So if you check out last week's stream, so you'll see that I did briefly test the difference between the curved and the straight head joint, because acoustically they do actually have some differences. Like they behave differently. So I did notice that the curved head joint shifted all of the notes a little bit higher, which to me on this flute is I personally prefer it. So I like that, but not everyone will. But yeah, so you're gonna want, like, if you want to look into purchasing an alto flute, you're gonna want to look 100% into the curved head joints, but you'll want to try different brands to see, you know, like what works for you. Simply because, like, even if you try the normal version, you know, like, yeah, even if you try the normal version, you're like acoustically and like in terms of the behavior inside of your mouth, it's going to be a little bit different. So, you know, even if you tried flutes, like some alto flutes you play tested on the whatchamacallit, on the my brain is like short circuiting right now. Even if you play tested on the straight head joint, you're going to want to like try it again on the curve to make sure you actually really like it, because it can make a difference. Yeah. Okay. All right. I still need to wipe this out. It's very dry, but I still need to wipe it out. Okay. Wonderful. Let's do this. Okay, great. And we will, oh, these pieces are just so gigantic. I'm just not used to how gigantic they are. Okay. Oh, what we'll do is let's get that going through. Yep, nice and dry. Oh. So Jody, you've been watching the opening ceremony for the Olympics. Did you guys see that Honkai Star Rail is one of the sponsors for the Olympics? I did not see that coming. That was a complete and utter surprise. I think I just found out like yesterday or something. Crazy. So Brenda, you saw the curved last week. Okay, so you saw me trying the curve last week. The curve looks so far away from the mouthpiece. Yeah, like it does kind of like offset the like where you're aiming, you know. Yeah. So anyway, guys, there you go. That was really, really fun. Thank you for letting me just be a nerd and figure stuff out. That was very cool. Like just kind of go back to our drawings here. It's just so interesting. What's the difference between like when you put jewels on and when you don't? Like that's wild. Like absolutely wild. So yeah, it's just whatever little differences you make to the instrument, it absolutely changes how it behaves, which I find just so interesting. So anyway, I'm going to be off to, you know, have a nice little lunch. Thank you guys. That's so kind of you guys to say. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm unsure right now if I have the time or the energy to like find little bits and pieces from these 3 streams to put into a video. I seriously don't know if I can do it. I thought that this year I could do that type of thing, but I'm very quickly realizing that I don't know if that is sustainable for me. So I hope you guys are okay with me more or less leaving these as just, you know, archived streams. I might be able to just pull little bits and bobs here to make little shorts. So I might do that. That to me seems a little bit more feasible. So, but in any case, I hope you guys found this interesting and enjoyable. I love you all so very much. Please stay happy, healthy, and safe to the best of your ability, because there is no music without the musician. I will see you guys on Tuesday. I will schedule a practice session on Monday for Tuesday. All right. So have an amazing weekend, guys. And just, you know, find some time for yourselves. Okay. Because seriously, your life will be better, and thus your music will be better. Okay. I will see you guys on Tuesday. Laters, everyone. Bye.